It all works out.
I'm gonna miss him.
Me too.
Just to be sure, this video contains spoilers. Frasier Crane almost returned to Seattle with the rest of the original cast for Martin Crane's funeral in the pilot for the Frasier Reboot. When Frasier begins his next act in Boston, he has just lost his father. The new Paramount Plus show, which draws inspiration from John Mahoney's passing in 2018, breaks the news right away, and even though it doesn't significantly slow down the episode, it does so because the focus of the Frasier Reboot is on Frasier mending his own relationship with his adult son, Freddie. The premiere episode of the Frasier Reboot featured a Martin Crane tribute, including a Mahoney post-credit sequence from the original show. The initial pilot plan, however, was to completely handle the Crane patriarch's funeral in Seattle. In a recent Vulture interview, showrunners Joe Cristalli and Chris Harris revealed that this would have included the entire original cast.
In honor of Detective Martin Crane for his service to the nation.
Why the original pilot for the Frasier Reboot should have been scrapped. As the creative duo pointed out, it's difficult to properly portray Martin's burial without the presence of Niles and Daphne. The Frasier Reboot suffers from their absence, with the production having to go to considerable lengths to avoid including them. David Hyde Pierce has always stated that he does not want to resurrect the show because he does not want to jeopardize its legacy. Continuing with Martin's funeral without his entire family would have accomplished this. There is simply no justification for them to skip it. Aside from that, launching the Frasier Reboot in Seattle would have been damaging to the program as a whole. Even if Niles and Daphne agree to appear, it's quite doubtful that they'll stay. This implies Frasier must still relocate to Boston in order to be physically separated from them. This would have just served to emphasize how much the original cast is missing in the Paramount Plus remake. Narratively, it's also not a good look for Frasier and Niles to split up so soon after losing their father. Given his wealth, Frasier could have stayed in Seattle and lived a very comfortable life. In retrospect, the Frasier Reboot handles Martin's predicament admirably. It released just enough information to give followers a sense of the Crane patriarch's send-off in Seattle. Martin's life and legacy, in any case, will continue to loom large in the new show, which draws similarities to how Frasier repaired his shattered dynamic with him.